MicroStrategy made sense 30 years ago in the era of Microsoft. We were a strategic consulting firm that used computers. And we wanted to send the message that we were a computer-savvy strategic consulting firm. But then eventually everybody used computers. And then using computers isn't really that special anymore. And micro really seems de minimis given our ambition. And over time, I would say 35% of the people would say, so tell me what's going on with MicroStrategies. So how are things with MicroStrategies?
Bitcoinzilla stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoinzilla today and enjoy the new edge. Michael Saylor dives into banks, crypto, Fed rates, and why Bitcoin matters more than ever. Curious how it all connects? Let's hear him out and uncover the big picture.
I think that Bitcoin is critical because, as I said, it's digital energy, and that makes it a digital economic system. And if it's a digital economic system, it means that a billion AIs, a billion computers, can swap energy and swap capital, things of value with each other at the speed which they can think, friction-free. And when you think about what's going to power the robots, what's going to power the driving cars, if I want to release an AI into cyberspace and have it live, if I want my AI that represents my interest to actually negotiate with 10,000 other AIs every second, it's going to be on a digital energy network. It can't be on a physical or a financial network. So with that as the fundamental, right, the countries that will embrace this first will be the most pro-innovation, pro-technology countries. The obvious one in the pole position is the United States for two reasons. Because the U.S. is the most powerful country in the world, and because the U.S. has the most enlightened leadership in the world right now. Over the past 4 years, I've met with regulators everywhere else in the world. I've talked to politicians. If you talk to people in Mexico, in South America, in the Middle East, in Europe, in Asia, they're all looking at whether or not they have permission from the United States to do this. And everyone is afraid to get out from underneath that permission because they feel like they would be cut off from the banking network of the world. So no innovation generally takes place outside of the U.S. except by extraordinarily brave gray market actors. And you can do it, but you can't. You can act in the gray market, but you'll never get more than 1/100th of the capital, right? So if you want the entire industry to grow by a factor of 100, you have to do it with a legitimate path. The actor with the legitimacy right now is the United States. After November 5th, what you got was a pro-innovation, pro-digital assets president. And by the way, that's important, but history is littered with examples of candidates that make promises on the campaign trail. And then after they get elected, they slow roll it. And they say, yeah, well, we'll get to that, but in 2 years, in 3 years. And they appoint people, or they promise you to get elected, and then they appoint cabinet members that disagree with you. And they're like, well, I would do it, but the secretary of whatever doesn't want to do it, or whatever. It's more difficult.
BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin ETF just took home the crown for Best New ETF at the ETF.com Awards, and it couldn't have come at a better time. On April 23, the same day it was honored, IBIT recorded a massive $643.2 million in inflows, its biggest single-day haul since January 21. That surge shows investor confidence is running high, especially in a market that's seen its fair share of turbulence lately. Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, who participated in the awards voting, said the win feels right, calling out the fund's groundbreaking performance. The IBIT fund didn't just snag one award either, it also grabbed Crypto ETP of the Year. Meanwhile, the VanEck Bitcoin ETF, HODL, earned recognition for having the best new ETF ticker. Launched in January 2024 alongside 10 other US-based spot Bitcoin ETF, IBIT has quickly made a name for itself, now boasting around $53.77 billion in net assets. The fund trades an average of 45 million shares daily, with each share currently priced at $53.20. That $643 million inflow wasn't just a fluke. It was part of a two-day streak where Bitcoin ETFs saw over $900 million coming in, hinting at renewed momentum in the crypto space.
Think about it. Whenever you come up with a compound word that is not really in the English language, you're working against the core genetic protocol of all human beings. How many people have learned English? Billions, right? How many hours of your life do you sit in classroom learning to speak proper English? How to spell English words? How to pronounce English words? A lot. So what's the perfect brand? The perfect brand name would be an English word that 1 billion people were taught to spell at age 6 or 9 that was defined for them. If you're going to be successful in life, you need a good strategy. You need a business strategy, a financial strategy, a family strategy, a career strategy, a media strategy, right? And when you fail, it's because you had a bad strategy. And so what we've done is we've taken a word that billions of people know, that they can spell, that they understand. And as they say, the design is not complete until there is nothing left to take away, right? And you see that Steve Jobs epitomized that with the iPhone and Apple. And Elon Musk is famous for saying the biggest mistake that engineers make is they optimize a process that shouldn't exist. And we thought about it, and we said, why make people pronounce 5 syllables and write so many extra letters and misspell the thing? And if you meet 10,000 people, how do you feel about correcting 4,000 people because they made a mistake? Or maybe you make it, how about this? Make it impossible to make a mistake, right? And what we did is we kind of made it impossible to make the mistake. And now we've just made it easy and elegant. And so that's really the thinking behind our strategy.
Bitcoin is turning heads once again, holding steady while traditional markets struggle. Over the past 30 days, Bitcoin is up 7.68%, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq have slipped 6.79% and 8.14% respectively. Bitfinex analysts say Bitcoin is looking like the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry, standing out in a messy macroeconomic climate. But they're cautious. The strength Bitcoin is showing now could still be temporary. We've seen this before, short bursts of outperformance followed by a return to the broader market trend. Whether this time is different hinges on how Bitcoin weathers upcoming events like the next U.S. Consumer Price Index report and earnings season volatility. Still, Bitcoin's recent performance is hard to ignore. It's even showing signs of decoupling from stocks and behaving more like gold, a traditional store of value. Meanwhile, heavy inflows into spot Bitcoin ETF, including a huge $913 million in a single day, show investor appetite remains strong. Bitcoin dominance is climbing too, now at levels not seen since 2021. As uncertainty clouds the future of tech stocks like Nvidia, Bitcoin is quietly carving out its place as a resilient alternative in a volatile world. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Saylor. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.